Here I am today to talk to you about more H-1B changes on the horizon. Cannot believe we have to go through this again. The House and the Senate both have a bill on the floor that is not going to look very good for H-1B employers or employees. Watch this video and we'll go through all the gory details. Hi, I'm Andrea Shev, and I'm the managing attorney at Shev Law Group in Los Angeles, California. I've been doing immigration law for almost 20 years now, and I put together a lot of videos for you to give you short, concise, and easy to understand information on all types of immigration issues. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any videos coming out, because they're coming out all the time. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media, on Instagram and Facebook, because I get information out to you really fast through those sources, and the videos sometimes take a little bit longer to get out to you. Also, don't forget to look in the description below because I put together a tutorial for you on key information that you need to know if you're trying to fill out immigration forms yourself. Don't forget it, hit it. It's right below in the description so you can get that really, really good information that you really need if you're trying to fill out immigration forms all by yourself. Okay, let's jump in now and talk about these crazy two bills that have passed unanimously by the House and the Senate just in the last weeks. It is incredible that both the House and the Senate have passed bills that are going to be pretty aggressive on all levels of immigration, especially green cards and H-1Bs. Now, the House passed one version of it and the Senate passed another version of it. So they're going to come together and try to find some common ground. The scary part, or I shouldn't say scary, but the thing that makes me the most concerned is that both of the bills are pretty aggressive and they have made a decision to actually come together to find common ground between the two bills that they've passed. We will see imminently if they actually pass. And Pelosi and McConnell are the two that have really power over making these pass or not. So if you have any sense out there or any connections out there, you want to send letters and anything you can to your local congressman to make sure that they understand the severity of what these bills will cause. I'm going to go through in this video the H-1B portion of it, some of the things that are in the actual bills that if they're passed will go into effect. You need to know about this out there. This is an extension of what has already been going on in my other videos. Make sure you watch those videos about the H-1B changes and make sure the prevailing wages and all that kind of stuff that's going on. Make sure you go back and watch those videos after you watch this one. But this is going to give you an update on the latest two bills that are sitting in the House and the Senate that have already been passed unanimously, that both versions are not great for either H-1Bs or most of the immigrant community in the employment sector. So let's get into it. What are these changes that are in these bills that are going to affect you out there, not only H-1B employees, but H-1B employers? Okay, the first one we'll talk about is a new 30-day posting requirement of any new H-1B position that's being petitioned for. Employers will have to post on a public website that's controlled by the government a posting of the job that's going to be petitioned for under an H-1B for 30 days prior to filing that petition. Next, the employers must file with the Department of Labor the W-2s for prior H-1B employees they held. So basically the Department of Labor is basically stepping in and trying to start verifying past actions of employers that had H-1B employees. And one of the things they're going to do is they're going to require H-1B employers to submit to Department of Labor prior H-1B's W-2s. Why are they going to do that? Because they want to make sure that those H-1Bs that were with that employer before were being paid properly under those LCAs, the labor application that's required to be filed by all employers when filing for H-1Bs. Thirdly, they're going to actually require a fee for the LCA. There's never been a filing fee for an LCA. Employers were welcome to file LCAs with the Department of Labor, and there was no filing fee. They are now going to try to impose a filing fee on employers. And what is this? This is just another discouragement for employers to move forward with H-1Bs. They're paying already so much money to get H-1B employees, and now they're going to put another fee on top of that to actually file a simple LCA, which takes about 10 minutes, and it goes through an automatic system. So it's really not something that needs a fee attached to it, but they're going to attach a fee to it because that fee will likely go to paying for all these new measures that the LCA or that the Department of Labor will be following through with on audits and so on and so forth. Next, they're saying in this bill that USCIS can now share information of possible non-compliance with the Department of Labor. Now, of course, was that happening before and should have been happening? Probably. There should have been some communication between the two agencies. But now this bill is kind of pushing it forward because the whole underlying aspect of this bill is to do more investigation, to put more burdens on U.S. employers that are trying to get H-1B employees into the country to take necessary and needed jobs that we have in this country right now. So this is just another communication between the two agencies that's going to try to undermine the whole H-1B process. Another thing that they put into this bill is that the Department of Labor can investigate unused LCAs. So let's understand this a little bit better. An LCA is filed by an employer that's looking to get H-1B employees their visas. It must be filed with the Department of Labor and certified prior to applying for the H-1B. A lot of employers, though, out there will file an LCA and then end up not using it because of many reasons that are not malintent reasons. They're just maybe that they filed it and then they decided not to hire that employee, or they filed it and they decided that, well, we're not going to really go forward with this right now. But it doesn't mean that there's something negative because they filed it and didn't use it. But now this bill is pushing the Department of Labor to investigate unused LCAs. I don't know what that's going to cause or help or do anything except have more work that needs to be done, causing the fees of H-1Bs to go even higher, and that's going to be an issue. Now, remember before I said that they're going to allow for LCAs to have a fee. Remember that fee, the language in the bill is that there's no maximum that they can charge for that fee. So, they're going to look at all these things. Oh, look, we're going to investigate now. We're going to do all these things. So you can imagine who knows what that fee is going to be. The next thing on the bill is that the Department of Labor is going to investigate and do compliance surveys on H-1B employers. Before, it was mostly complaint driven, that if there was a complaint filed against an employer, the Department of Labor would look into it. And then if they looked into it and they found some kind of compliance issue, they would take action. But now it's going to be based on compliance surveys, and basically Department of Labor is going to take a proactive investigative measure, stance, as opposed to following complaints that are filed and then going after employers for that. So they're going to be more proactive. The last one that we're going to talk about is the Department of Labor is going to be required to do mandatory audits on employers that have more than 100 employees, and 15% of those employees are H-1Bs. And the results of those audits are going to be public. Now, if there's no negative or no violations that are found in the audit, then it won't be annual anymore. It will go like every 5th year, they'll have an audit. But the fact that the employers with more than 100 employees and only 15% of them, H-1Bs, will have to be subject to annual audits by the Department of Labor is not encouraging to file for H-1Bs, is it? Because you're putting yourself under the spotlight of the Department of Labor for so many reasons, even if you are a law-abiding, doing everything right employer. And on top of it, if any violations are found, it's going to be made public, which is not good for major companies out there that do not want the public involved in their issues that are going on internally within their company. Now, am I encouraging people or companies to not follow the rules? No. But as we all know, when government agencies sometimes come in and do audits, there could be discrepancies in the results of the audits, and then that information will be made public. And it's done on an annual basis. That is just not okay. I think that there should be obviously oversight by the Department of Labor to make sure there's no abuse of the H-1B system. I'm not advocating against no oversight or for no oversight. I'm advocating against unnecessary oversight of companies that have been compliant and doing the right thing forever and are in desperate need of these H-1B employees. And those companies should not be put under these microscopes and scrutiny with all these extra requirements that they're going to have to go through when all they're trying to do is continue to do business in the United States, growing and finding new ways of doing things that's only going to help us as American citizens in the US. A perfect example of why we need immigrants is, if we're not all aware, the two companies that are just came out with the vaccines for COVID were both run by foreign nationals, not US born citizens. Now, if that is not a reason to support foreign nationals coming to this country to help us grow, I don't know what is. I mean, I can give you thousands and thousands of examples of foreign nationals that have come into this country on visas or as immigrants that have only grown and developed and helped our society in the United States, that they were not needed to do, they were not forced to do, but they voluntarily did to help us as US citizens. I can give you thousands of examples, but right on the top of my head at this moment today, being in the middle of the COVID pandemic, two companies are led by these type of individuals. Why wouldn't we embrace them and support them and encourage them to come into this country? Why are we trying to push them out? And we're using them through the auspices that we don't need them and we need to give US citizens these jobs. Well, I will tell you what, if the US citizens could take these jobs and had the actual ability to take these jobs, I guarantee you, hands down, the US companies would not go through these H-1B processes. And the fact that you're putting more burdens on these employers is not helping us. It's only hurting us. Please, if this bill has not passed when you've watched this video and is still in the House and Senate sitting there, please contact your US senators and your US congressmen and congresswomen, and please tell them that this is crazy. Tell them the truth. Tell them what the reality is, not what's happening in their offices, blinded by whatever information they're being fed, not the reality of what's happening in our economy in US businesses right now. Please, I hope if you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to go to my social media after you finish the video and follow me on Instagram and Facebook so you can get all the latest information and we can talk and we can discuss things like this more on a very constant basis. Also, don't forget to go below into the description, watch my other videos about H-1Bs and all types of immigration issues, and make sure you hit that tutorial. There's a link there for a free tutorial on how to fill out forms, major important tips that you need to know if you're out there filling out immigration forms by yourself. So don't forget to do that also. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Stay safe out there.